Today's objective, I will be able to calculate an equivalent ratio by using a unit rate. So this is very similar to finding a equivalent ratio by using a simplified ratio or simplified rate, but today we're going to focus on more unit rate. For some of us, this might be extra steps to do, or it might be more complicated because there might be decimal involved, but again, we're still going to follow the same step. So here, we're going to identify the rate or ratio that you're using or given to do, and you're going to set it up. So afterwards, you're going to determine what you're looking for, or what is the missing number of the ratio you're given, or not given, looking for overall. Then we're going to use a unit rate to find the missing number. So again, this is very similar to finding a equivalent ratio by using a simplified one. So here, this is what we're going to follow overall. The formula at the bottom. Okay, next part. So unit rate gives you a default rate to compare. Sometimes it might be like a base to tell you what we're looking at. So sometimes it tells you a starting value since it's comparing to the unit of 1. For example, in 3 seconds, a car moved 24 feet. Sometimes it might be hard to process, like, oh, car moving 24 feet in 3 seconds. What does that mean in like 1 second? So here, that means the car is traveling 8 feet per 1 second. And if you guys remember, the word per means usually represent one of, and what we're going to do is we're going to divide whatever they want by per amount. So here, since we're doing per second, we're going to do 24 feet divided by that 3 seconds. And here is overall unit rate, just easier for us to imagine what's going on or understand numbers easier. So using that same number, we can probably determine how far the car can move in 5 seconds now. So let's say in 3 seconds, a car moved 24 feet. At that rate or speed, how far can a car go in 5 seconds? So by default, here we're given 24 feet in 3 seconds. We want to see how far it can go in 5 seconds. And you guys remember the way we set it up? If seconds is in the bottom, seconds will be the bottom. So the feet will be top. We're trying to find how much it can go in 5 seconds. By going off of what we have learned in the past or using equivalent ratio, it might be just hard to get from a number like 3 to 5. Because at the top of my head, I don't know what times 3 equals 5 unless you do like some type of decimal or fraction number. So here is a good idea to get the unit rate. Here, some of us might say, oh, Mr. Lee, I can simplify this to get something to, like I know 24 and 3 can be divided by 3. Like this. But technically, what we just did is that we just found the unit rate. So that car can actually go 8 feet in 1 second. Overall, we just divided 24 by 3, like this. Oh, mouse disappeared. So it's like 24 divided by 3, you get 8. Now it's easier to make 1 second become 5 seconds. It's just times 5. So whatever you do to the bottom, do to the top. So 8 times 5 is 40. So in 5 seconds, a car can travel 40 feet. Okay, so let's use another example using the same strategy of using unit rate to find our equivalent ratio. So here, you're told by that your friend just made $70 working 20 hours at their last job. They told you that they will work another 30 hours for the next job. Sorry, for the next month. You want to know how much they will make for that 30 hours. So I kind of messed up the wording here. I'm getting rid of the word another. It's asking you they will work 30 hours for the next month. You want to know how much they'll make for that 30 hours. So technically, let's fill this out. Here in blue, they tell us that, oh, $70 for 20 hours. So I'm going to write here. $70 for 20 hours. We were given that ratio. What we're trying to find is that we're to see how much we work for 30. Sometimes by default, we're not always going to write this part in. But I'm going to leave a big empty gap in the middle to make sure we know what's going on overall, okay? Now we're trying to see how much, let me put hours here. Hours. We're trying to see how much money your friend can make within that 30 hours, okay? So go back to what I said earlier. It is hard to determine how much we can get to the bottom number, like let's say 20 to become 30. because in my head, I don't know how to make 20 to 30 automatically. Some of you guys do. I might know another way, but it's going to be harder. So it might be easy to determine, oh, maybe I can find how much I can make in 1 hour. So here, we can technically simplify first. So I divide both top number by 10. So it's like saying I made $7 in 2 hours. Sometimes we can use a simplified ratio to get to this. Like, oh, you might say, oh, 2 times 15 is 30. So you can multiply 7 by 15. But at this moment, I'm going to see how much, for this purpose of this lesson right here, I'm going to see how much your friend made in 1 hour. So 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. You can write like 3.5 or even 3.5 like this. But to make things easier, I can just use decimals, okay? Or $3.50. Now to make 1 become 30, you times 30. So 3.5 times 30. I'm going to do this here. I could put the 0 here for now, but I'm going to keep it simple for this lesson, okay? So here, the first number is 0. Anything times 0 will always be 0. So I'm going to put an X here. There's no point. So I'm going to work with the next number, the 3. So I'm going to use red here just to make things easier. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. Since I have 1 decimal place, overall, your friend made $105. If you really want to, you could put the extra zeros to make the sense. But overall, your friend made $105. Okay, so let's do another example just in case it's harder to understand.